Oh, it's wonderful. Look at that palm tree. Well, there's just palms everywhere. Aren't these cool? They're really, really tall. I don't know what these are, but they're really, ooh, they're really prickly. There's new palms coming up all over. Little baby ones. It's definitely going to be different as sand. So that'll be interesting. I have no idea what these are. These weird little fruits that come off this tree. This here is a Barbados cherry that I found at the store. This seems to be doing pretty well. And over here, there's some bananas growing. Did some more bananas here. There's some more bananas I planted. I planted a passion flower here, and then when I was walking around, I found several other ones already growing. This one here is more white. Let's see if there's some more open blooms here. This was one. And there's like a bigger one. A bigger one that is that has much larger blooms that are like darker purple, and the whole thing is more purple, not just the center part. These ones here have more of a light purple. This one here, and that makes the bigger ones that are completely purple. Looks like it'll make a bunch of new blooms soon. It's also growing right here. This thing was covered in blooms, so I hope it makes a whole bunch of fruit and the animals don't get it and I get to have some. I think that's pretty interesting because I was going to plant it over here maybe. And I planted a fig here. Hopefully it will take off and start growing. And all along through here I planted a bunch of elephant ears. And there's some bananas in there too. I found this kind here, which is a white one growing over there. And then I also found this more like a darker purple one growing over there. I need 24 of these filled up because I'm going to do peppers, tomatoes, tomatillos, golden berries, things like that in pots for now. And then I'll transfer them to the garden. I have all of the mounds covered and I have holes poked where I'm going to plant everything. Here will be the corn, and then I'll put the beans there, and here, and here, and here will be either some type of squash or melon or something. Cucumbers. I have a whole bunch of different things I might try. And then over here, I have one that I'm going to do the patty pan squash, and over here a zucchini, and see how they grow. Here's my garden bed. I have some compost mixed in and mounded up and covered with some compost, and I put corn and beans and cucumbers and pumpkin and watermelon and there's some sweet potatoes here, all in here, and it was really, really hot, and I didn't think any of them would actually sprout just because it was so hot and it kept being so dry. But over here, Some orange watermelon has come up. A yard-long bean has come up. This is Jubilee watermelon. I've never had either one, so they'll both be new to me. And then there's a little bit of corn coming up right here. So a few things have germinated. I don't know how because it's been really, really dry and really hot. But so since that happened, I decided to start some in little containers and then just transplant them. I've never done that with corn and beans and things before, but I'm going to try it out and see how it works. And I have all these beans here, yard-long beans, that I think are coming up. It looks like some corn is coming up along with the beans. And here I have okra and some peppers and tomatoes that I did that are coming up already. And I seeded it pretty densely because I didn't think they would sprout because of the heat. But the okra doesn't seem to mind, and neither do the Roma tomatoes or the currant tomatoes. So that's interesting. Looks like something here is coming up. The July tomato. Poured some water in there because I didn't want them drying out here in the sun. So that's to keep them really wet. But I'm just really surprised that these germinated so well. I'm going to grow them in the shade maybe. These here, along with those tomatoes, I will grow in pots. And the okra, I'll definitely grow in the sun, and the eggplant, and a few of the peppers and things, but some of the more sensitive stuff to the sun, I might just try to keep it alive, and then in a few months when it's cooler, put it out in the garden somewhere. But hopefully all of these will germinate. Looks like some things are. Said I put a whole bunch of seeds in all of them just because it's so warm. I didn't think they would really germinate that well, but so far some things seem to be doing okay. That's pretty cool. It has been a week and things are growing crazy. In fact, I need to mow, but it keeps raining, so whenever it stops here. Already really coming up though. The cannas I planted over here are starting to come up, and the elephant ears are really coming up. Looks like there's a banana there. And more elephant ears. I don't know if I planted anything right here, and I think that, but then I look over and there's elephant ears coming up, so there might be all kinds of things coming up here. They've gotten pretty big in just a week. Bananas really shot up. I planted potatoes here because I bought them and I forgot that everyone told me to keep them in my refrigerator because they'll sprout so fast, and I didn't even think about it. And I went to eat them, and I opened my cupboard, and it wasn't even like a week later, and they were all starting to sprout, I think. So I planted them all. And over here in the garden, lots of stuff has started to come up. Even though I planted stuff in, like this is one that I transplanted from the seedling tray, I think. But now one is actually coming up on its own. Right here. So I'm going to have to thin things, or maybe I'll just let them all go and see what they do. Starting to get sweet potatoes. They're going to make the purple vines, it looks like, because they were purple sweet potatoes right there. And these really have taken off, and a lot more have germinated than I thought would. These things really go crazy. But even the collards and I think it's kale. I think collards and kale sprouted. And as soon as these start getting more leaves like this, I'm going to transplant them, the okra, into the yard somewhere. But I think everything is starting to sprout. I have just a few more things I'm waiting on to come up. Here I have these 5 that haven't really sprouted yet, but they're starting to, it looks like. You can see little ones in the middle there starting to come up. Thought it was too hot outside because it's upper 80s and things, and 90s, and it's in the 70s in my house. So I brought these in here to sprout, and it seems to work. I didn't think they were going to. Although this pumpkin hasn't sprouted yet, but there's a couple of them outside. At least one out here growing anyway, which is pretty good. I'll just have to make sure I really baby it and try to keep it alive so that it can make at least a couple pumpkins or something for me. So I'm pretty excited to finally get back into growing some stuff, because it's been, I don't know, maybe 8 months or so since I've been able to garden, really. So it feels good. I hope everyone has a wonderful day.